CriticalMASS is generated from a group of students, Masters of Architecture students, back in 2000. It was solely a student-initiated effort, and the idea of it was that they would identify national and international architects and invite them to the college to look at their work.
One of the clear benefits of CriticalMASS is that it's student organized. The students select the speakers, they coordinate their peers coming in to discuss current projects and works of architecture, and one of the benefits is that it brings a student perspective to education in a very powerful way.
I think one of the primary benefits of CriticalMASS is the opportunity to share your ideas with others. And so CriticalMASS provides the context to share your ideas and receive constructive feedback by fellow thesis students from different schools of architecture and design in the region, as well as by leading practitioners.
Well, since 2000, the year 2000, we've had a number of different national and international architects participate in CriticalMASS. Again, those architects were invited by the graduate students themselves. Every year, the class is different, and so their interests are different, and therefore the people they would like to invite are different. In the past, we've had Anderson and Anderson, Pew Scarpa's office, Rafael Mineo came one year. One year, there was a dual team of Rick Joy and Brian McKay Lyons. We've had Louis Saramaki Lewis from New York, as well as shop architects from New York City participate. And so each of those guests have been determined by the different officers from the Mass Society.
I think one thing that points out in my mind is one thing that was sort of a good coincidence is that we got to see Richard Maiman present a building that's actually here in Charlotte. I think the great thing about how CriticalMASS is going to be this year is that there's going to be a theme, a framework. And I think that the guests in particular speak to that in their own particular way. But I really like the idea of the event progressing and changing into something that could be really, really good, I think.
My name is Elizabeth Unruh. I am a second-year MArch 1, and I am the president of CriticalMASS 2010. This year, we are very fortunate to welcome Brian Bell out of Raleigh, North Carolina, who founded Design Corps in 1991 to bring architecture to those who were otherwise untouched by the profession. He's also known as the author of Expanding Architecture, Design as Activism. Marlon Blackwell is both a teacher and practicing architect out of Arkansas, and his focus is on vernacular architecture of the Southeast and drawing inspiration from natural and man-made landscape as well as local traditions. Coleman Coker worked for 13 years with Sam Mockbee and then founded Building Studio in 1999 in order to blur the boundaries between art, architecture, craft, and thinking. 3 different groups of thesis projects will be presented simultaneously, and each of the distinguished guests will be assigned to one of those groups. And we are hoping that by dividing the presentations in this way, it will create very intimate experiences for both the thesis presenters as well as the audience. We'd like to increase participation this year and encourage both the audience as well as the jurors to give feedback to the students who are just about to enter into the final few weeks of their thesis project.
I think it really allows people to explore our thesis projects, but see what other people are doing. I think that's really important in the learning environment, to see what other people are doing, not only in our region, but our nation and internationally. But especially since the Southeast has such a tight-knit cultural heritage, that I think it's really cool to see what's going on here. My favorite experience was after the LTL, after they did their keynote speech, we went out to dinner with them and realized these people are human too, and that if you work really hard, that you can also get to their level of accomplishment.